So I decided to do my final project on Greek architecture and I wrote a paper on it, so I'm going to read it. Greek architecture is one of the most influential architectural styles in history. It was developed in ancient Greece from around the 18th or 8th century BC to the 1st century AD. Greek architecture is characterized by its use of columns, pediments, and entablatures, which were used to create a sense of harmony and proportion in the design of those Greek buildings. Each of these features is still seen today in the United States and countries all around. For example, in my hometown of Coleman, Alabama, our local courthouse includes each of those features, and it is one of the most beautiful buildings in the city. Along with that, many of the local high schools also feature those characteristics of Greek architecture. One of the most famous examples of Greek architecture is the Parthenon, which was built in Athens, Greece in the 5th century BC. The Parthenon is a temple that was dedicated to Athena, the Greek goddess, and it is considered one of the greatest achievements of classical Greek architecture. It is still standing today in Athens, and it features a series of columns that support a large entablature and a pediment that is decorated with sculptures depicting scenes from Greek mythology and just like emphasizing Athena and each of those characters of Greek mythology that are so important and sacred in Greece. Another important feature of Greek architecture is the use of orders, which are different styles of columns that were used in different buildings. The three main orders are the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian orders. The Doric order is the simplest, and while the Iconic order is more ornate and includes volutes or spiral-shaped ornaments at the top of the columns, so they're fancier than the others. The Corinthian order is the most decorative and includes acanthus leaves and other intricate designs, so that one's more of the in-depth order. Greek architecture also included other types of buildings, such as theaters and stadiums, which were used for like public gatherings and performances. The theater of Epidaurus, I don't know if I'm saying that right, for example, is considered one of the greatest examples of ancient Greek theater design. It features a semicircular seating area that is surrounded by a series of those columns that we were just talking about, and a large stage area that is used for the performances and displays of what else could go on in there. So overall, Greek architecture has had a lasting impact on the entire world and different countries of architecture and design. I mean, we see it in the United States every single day, even if you don't realize it. The impact has stretched far beyond what was probably predicted when these things were being built, considering like it's made its way into small southern towns like Coleman, Alabama. Its emphasis on harmony and proportion and beauty that we were talking about earlier in the introduction has inspired architects throughout history and throughout centuries of building and architecture, and its influence can be seen in buildings and structures around the world. So really, if you just take a look around you, you will see a bunch of these features like entablatures, impediments, and columns in lots of buildings like the courthouse or just different places that you probably pass or drive by every day. So the effect of Greek architecture is prominent and evident in everyday life.